So our topic for today is access controls. Access controls are used to restrict the table data in the database. Okay. Access controls are used to restrict the table data in the database. Okay. Fine. So, well, we created a table, we created fields, and we designed the form. Using that form, we are able to create the record. So those records by default are visible to everyone. Okay. I want to restrict the table data to only specific people. I want to restrict the table data to only specific people. Okay. So how to restrict the data using access controls is what we are going to learn in today's session. So very first thing, you have to go to access controls from the application navigator. Okay. So just to type access controls. So ACL, this is the one under system security. You have to click on access control. Do we have an option to create the new access control here? We don't have an option to create a new access control. Do I have access to create a, do I have access to edit the existing access control? We can just check now. So we don't have an option to edit the existing access control. So that means we don't have permission to create the access control. We don't have permission to edit the existing access control. Okay. Clear, right? That is fine. To work on these access controls, you must have a permission called security admin. So you must have security admin permission. Okay. So how do you get the security admin permission? Is that just click on this one, click on elevate role, have the security admin permission, click on update. So once you have the security admin permission, you will have an option to create the access control. You have an option to edit the existing access control. So to work on access controls, security admin role is the must. Security admin role is must to work on access controls. Okay. Clear? Okay. Fine. Well, guys, I am going to create a new table to understand about access controls in detail. I am going to create a new table. Okay. The table, let me just go to the tables. So I'm creating a new table here. That is actually employee table. Employee table. So while creating the table, remember, while creating, not after creating, while creating the table, go to the controls tab. There is a checkbox, create access control checkbox. You uncheck this checkbox. If this checkbox is checked, it will create the access controls automatically. Okay, we have to uncheck this so that it will not create the access controls. So I unchecked this checkbox. I created a table. Okay, this table is already in the database. So then we'll use some different name. Okay. So I am creating a new table called UCS employee. So I created a table. This is also there. How many tables I created? Let me delete them. Add breakfast, guys. Yeah, if I don't have the breakfast, I can't take the session. I should take the breakfast before beginning the session. See, even though I am not working physically, my energy is going for my words, for my mouth. Okay. So while speaking, I am losing my energy. I can create an employee table. Okay, there is no employee table in the database, right? I can create an employee table. Okay. So while creating the table, I must make sure I am unchecking the checkbox in the control tab. So I just created a table. In the table, I am going to create 5 fields. Just using form layout for this one to create the fields. Why am I taking form layout here? It is for me. For me, it is easy to create these 5 fields. If I take form design, right, I have to provide the label again, name again. So if you take this one, right, see here how easy it is. First name, last name, full name, employee ID, address, bus. We created these 6 fields easily. If it is form design, we have to drag it, we have to label it, we have to rename it. That's a different process. Okay. So in this table, I have created total 6 fields. So I am going to create 6 records on this particular table. Employee table, I am creating 6 records using form. Just click on show form. Avinash, ready. So your good name is AR. AR is fine, right? Hyderabad. Department, police department. Okay. Okay. I'm using insert and stay here. Did you notice that? I've just created 5 records. Just click on duplicate this one and click on show list. These are the 5 records that we created in the employee table. Okay. Now, guys, here there are no access controls on the employee table. In the employee table, if I scroll down, are there any access controls on this table? No access control on this particular table, right? Isn't it? As there is no access control on this particular table, nobody will be able to access this table data apart from admins. I am going to take one person here. John Steele, I am taking here. John Steele. Scroll down. I am going to remove all the permissions to John Steele. John Steele doesn't have any permission except SNC internal role. SNC internal role is the common role that everybody will have. Apart from SNC internal role, he doesn't have any access. So he is just a user. He doesn't have any permissions. I am going to impersonate as John Steele. Impersonating is nothing but logging in as another person. I told you in the beginning. And see if John Steele is able to see this table data or not. Is John Steele is able to see the data? No, because if there are no access controls apart from admins, nobody can see this table data. Understand my point? If there are no access controls apart from admins, nobody can see this particular table data. Okay. Well, here I am creating a new access control. So to work on access control, security admin role is must. That I told you, right? If you don't have security admin role, you won't be able to work on access controls. I'm creating a new access control. So we have different type of access controls, guys. We have client callable flow object, client callable script include GraphQL. So out of these, record is the one 99% of the time we'll use record type of access control. Okay. A record type of access control will be creating 99% of the time. Operation, I'm actually granting read operation. So that means on the employee table, I want to grant read permission to everyone. Every employee can read this table data. So here name will be table name. So star means all table, guys. Star means all table. Here in this case, it is actually employee table, right? Employee table. So here you have to choose none only. Okay. Require roles. I'm not giving any role. If I don't give any role, every employee can see this table data. If no role means every employee can see this table data. So I'm creating an access control. This access control is granting read permission to every employee in the organization. If there is no access control, apart from admins, nobody can see the data. If there is an access control, no role is provided, everybody will be able to see the data. I'm going to impersonate as John Steele again. If I refresh this one, John Steele is just able to read the data. He can't see new option here to create. He can't edit. He can't delete. He is just reading the data. So that means we have granted a read permission to every employee in the organization. Okay. Let me end the impersonation. So now I am actually creating access control on write permission. So I want to grant write permission to every employee in the organization. Now let me impersonate as John Steele. So John Steele now can read. John Steele now can edit. He's able to edit, right? You see update option here. So every employee in the organization can now read employee table data and edit the employee table data. Okay. I'm ending the impersonation. Okay. I am creating another access control here. That is actually create level. Okay. So now I am granting create permission to every employee in the organization. అర్థమవుతుందా రాజా? Okay. Good guys. Impersonate user John Steele. So if you just go through the, now he is able to read, he is able to write, he is able to create as well. There is new option here. Getting my point? Now let me end the impersonation. So I am going to create access control on the delete permission as well. Every employee can now delete the employee table data. Okay. Now you can see they can read it, they can edit it, they can create it, they can also delete it as well. Delete permission. You can open a record, you can delete as well. Okay. So then management has come. Why are you allowing employees to, why are you allowing all the employees to delete the data? No, no. Employees' data should be only visible to ITIL and ITIL admin role guys. The person who has ITIL role, the person who has ITIL admin role. Okay. The person who has ITIL role, the person who has ITIL admin role can see the data, can update the data, can create the data. But only ITIL admin can delete the employee data. Getting my point? There are two roles here. One is ITIL, another ITIL admin. ITIL guy, the person who has ITIL role can read employee data, can update employee data, can create employee data, but he cannot delete the employee data. He should not delete the employee data. When it comes to the ITIL admin should be able to read, write, create, delete as well. So now let me end the impersonation here. Read, write, create, delete. Okay. So in place of ITIL role, SNC internal role, I am selecting ITIL. Okay. And ITIL admin. It will act like R condition. If you have ITIL or ITIL admin, you will be able to read the data. After selecting this, you have to save this. Okay. Read permission, I am granting only to ITIL admin. Not everyone will be able to read it. Only the person who has ITIL admin role can read this table data. Who can update it? So remove this SNC internal role, guys. If you keep SNC internal role, everybody will be able to access. Even create permission as well, I am restricting it to ITIL admin. Admin. Okay. Now what I am doing is I am going to grant ITIL permission to John Steele. John Steele account is there, right? Now he has only SNC internal role. I am granting ITIL role as well. With ITIL role, they can read, write, create. You can't delete. Okay. So if you see here, he is able to read, he is able to update, but he will not be able to delete it. He has still delete permission. Hmm? I didn't impersonate. I'm not here. Avinash, I'm somewhere. You can see Avinash, you can see here the ITL user is able to read, write, and create only. They are not able to delete it. Let me end the impersonation. Let me grant only the ITL admin permission to John Steele. Let me remove this ITL role first. Let me impersonate as John Steele here. I am refreshing this one. John Steele is now able to read, write, update, delete, create as well. Getting my point? Getting my point? So likewise, we can restrict the data to specific people. A restriction can be done in two ways. One is at the record level, one is at the field level. Now I have restricted records access to only ITL and ITL admin people. Okay. Now I want to restrict the field access. I want to restrict all the field access. Okay. So my point is ITIL admin should be able to read all the fields, but ITIL guy should be able to read only three fields: first name, last name, full name. ITIL admin guy should be able to see all fields. ITIL guy should be able to see only three fields. Then I am restricting access to fields now. Let me end the impersonation. So how am I restricting is that star. Star is actually field level permission. Okay. Let me create an access control. I am restricting this all field access to ITIL admin. All fields should be visible to only admin, right? Okay. I am going to the John Steele profile. I am going to remove the ITL admin role. I am going to grant the ITIL role. Okay. So I am going to impersonate as John Steele. Hmm? Now you can go and see the employee data here. So he is able to see the records, but no fields access he has. Only ITL admin has access to all the fields. You getting my point? Is he able to see any field here? No field he is able to see. Because I have restricted all the field permission to ITL admin. I have restricted all the field permission to ITL admin. ITL guys should be able to see three fields, I told you, right? Huh? No. Then now what I am doing is I am going to enter the impersonation. I am going to create the field level permission to first name. This first name field permission I am going to grant it to ITL and ITL admin guy. Okay. See, sense internal rule must be removed. Remember, if you don't remove that, it won't work properly. And last name as well. So name permission. Still we have to give permission because this field level permission will restrict again. ITL admin permission has field level permission, all the field permission, right? But still we are restricting field level permission to ITL guys. We have to grant access to ITL admin as well. I understand your question. Still you have to grant permission to ITL admin as well. Okay, now if I impersonate as John Steele, John Steele will be able to see only three fields. If I impersonate as John Steele with ITL admin role, he can see all fields. You can see he is able to see only three fields. More than that, he is not able to see. Only three fields he is able to see because he has ITL permission now. I am going to end the impersonation and grant ITL admin permission now to the John Steele. Okay. With ITL admin permission, he will be able to see all the fields. How the data is actually restricted in service now, you are able to understand, right? Using access controls. So now you can see he is able to see all the fields. ITIL guys can only see these three fields. First name, last name, full name. ITIL admin can see all the fields. If you don't grant field level permission to ITIL admin, ITIL admin also can see three fields. Because you are restricting field level, individual field level permissions. Getting my point? This is actually restriction on individual field permissions. And now I am going to end the impersonation here. I am going to restrict the field level permission on write access. Earlier we have restricted field level permission on read permission. Now I am going to restrict the all field level permission on write permission. So this is tricky to understand. You will understand it if you practice it thoroughly. Did I save or did I use insert instead? Okay, I am granting ITL admin to all the right permission to ITL admin. I am going to grant ITL permission to you can see John Steele will be able to see only three fields. Okay. He is not able to edit those fields here because we have restricted all the fields permission. We have restricted write permission on all the fields using this particular access control. On all the fields, we have restricted permission to ITL admin. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to create individual permissions on every field using write access. Write access on first name field. Okay. First name write permission I have given to ITL guys as well. Last name. Okay. So I'm going to impersonate John Steele. He has ITIL role now. He has ITIL role now. Okay. So I'm going to impersonate as John Steele now. So he is able to see three fields only. He will be able to edit these three fields now. Okay. Earlier he was not able to edit the three fields because I restricted all the fields permission, all the right permission on all the fields. Now what I am doing is I am actually restricting all the field permissions on create. Create. Only to ITL admin. Is it boring, Malik? Hmm? Somewhat. I appreciate it. You agreed it. You agreed it. I have restricted all the field permission to the create operation. Now I am just impersonating as John Steele. John Steele has now ITL permission, right? With the ITL permission, if he is able to create the record or not, we will see. So is he able to create the record? Is he able to enter the field values? I have restricted all the field permissions to the create operation to ITL admin only. Now I have to grant permission to these three fields to the create operation. Let me end the impersonation. Let me take first name here. Okay. Name also. Okay. So if I impersonate as John Steele now is having ITL role. With the ITL role, he is able to see only 3 fields. He is able to read those 3 fields. He is able to update those 3 fields. He is able to create those 3 fields. For deletion and all, field permission is not required. Do you think for deletion and all, field permission is required? We will delete the record directly. So I am going to impersonate as John Steele now. John Steele having ITL permission can read, can write, can create using these 3 fields. Okay. So he is able to read these 3 fields. He is updated using these 3 fields. He is able to update he is able to create a record using these 3 fields. Okay. So if I impersonate as John Steele with ITL admin permission, impersonation is nothing but logging in as another user for testing purpose. Now I am testing it or not. So if I refresh this one, I am able to see all the fields. I am able to update all the fields. I am able to create using all the fields. Okay. I am able to delete the records as well using ITL admin permission. Okay, I have created a table. That table data, I have restricted it to only ITL and ITL admin people. ITL guys can only see 3 fields. Can only see 3 fields. They can only update only those 3 fields. Can create only using those 3 fields. ITL admin people can see all the fields. Can read those all the fields. Can update all those fields. Can create the record using all those fields. Can delete the records as well. You understand my point? Likewise, we can restrict the table data using access controls. You're getting my point? Okay. So one field should be editable for only certain people. Then what you will do? You will apply restriction on field level permission using that field on write operation. Who has permission, they can edit that field. Who doesn't have permission, they can read that field. Till this point, everybody is clear, right? Okay. So the last point that I have to explain here is, if you go to the employee data, in the employee data, I am making employee ID as empty here. I am making first name as empty here. I am making name as empty here. I am also making first name as empty here. Okay. So guys, here to access the table data, you must satisfy the access control, right? In the access control, they must satisfy the role, right? Along with the role, so they must satisfy 3 other conditions. I will tell you now. If you go to the access controls, we have created these many access controls. So let me just first take this particular employee read permission. First, this one we created. Okay. If an employee, if a person has logged in, if he is trying to access the data, if he has the role, that is not sufficient. He must satisfy these conditions as well. He must satisfy security attribute condition. He must satisfy data condition. He must satisfy script condition. Total 4 conditions he must satisfy. If you click on advanced checkbox, total 4 conditions must satisfy. So if he has ITL role or ITL admin role, doesn't matter. They must also meet this condition. Let me just go to the data condition. So this is actually data condition. first name is not empty. First name is not empty. Okay. Script condition also I am writing here. I can use current object here, guys. I can use current object here. Current object will hold the form field values is what we discussed, right? Current dot q underscore name not equal to empty. Then answer is equal to true. Else answer is equal to false. So, so if I have ITL role, guys, I have logged in as ITL person. Okay. So this role is true. Okay. And this data condition is there, right? This data condition. This data condition will match only first name is not empty means first name not empty. How many records are there here? 3 records. Name not empty. How many records are there? So finally 2 records ITL person should be able to see. Okay. Now first name is not empty. Here name is not empty. So here, right, in the access control, this must be true. This must be true. This data condition must be true. The script condition must be true. If all are true, only then permission will be granted. Only role permission is there. The other conditions are not meeting means you won't be able to get the access. I'm just saving this one. So here John still has now ITL admin permission, right? ITL admin permission. Even though he has ITL admin permission, I'm just impersonating as John Steele now. So John still has ITL admin role, but he is not able to. This record has first name not empty, first name empty. This record will not be satisfied. This record will not be satisfied. This one will not be satisfied. Total 2 records he will be able to see. John still is now able to see only 2 records because he has permission to only 2 records. That is what the condition that we have kept here. He is meeting the role. That is okay. So here using this condition, he is satisfying 3 records. Okay, out of these 3 records, he is satisfying only 2 records using this condition. So at last, what we have kept is he should have ITL or ITL admin permission, and first name should not be empty. Name also should not be empty. Then he has permission to only 2 records. Likewise, we can restrict the access using access controls, using roles, conditions, security attribute condition, and script condition. In the script condition, you can use current object. You can also use any other server-side scripting. Okay. We can give any role, guys, not only ITL admin. So you can go to the roles table under user administration. Let me enter the impersonation. Go to the roles. You can create a employee admin role. Okay, instead of ITL admin, you create 2 roles. Grant permission to those 2 roles. Let me. Is there any employee role here? You can create 2 new roles. Employee admin. So instead of ITL admin, you can use employee admin. Instead of ITL, you can use employee. Okay. You getting my point? Okay. So while creating the access control, grant permission to employee admin. If you grant employee permission to John still can see that particular data. So likewise, we can restrict the data using access controls, the ServiceNow database, guys. You are able to understand, right? So let me just show some access controls on the incident table. This data filtering, you are able to understand, right? How to filter the data and all. Okay, there is a database. In the database, there are tables. In every table, there are records. You should be able to understand how to filter those records. You can see in the incident table, starts with incident. Okay, these are the access controls that are created on the incident table. Okay, so all the incidents, right, permission is restricted to all the incidents fields, right, permission. I mean, all the incidents field permission. Star permission, you can see here. Star here, you can see. All the incidents fields, right, permission on every field is restricted to ITL people only when the state is not in a closed state. Okay, there is no script condition for this one. You're getting my point. See, once the incident is closed, all the incidents fields are read only, right? Once the incident is closed, do you remember? Did you close the incidents? You didn't close. You didn't close incidents. You closed incidents. See, why are we learning service now, guys? This is too bad. Those who didn't close incidents, incident.form. I'm creating an incident now. Once I close this incident, it will become read only automatically. Let me just do this one. It sounds really awkward, guys. Why are you guys not practicing? I'm directly closing this one. Once the state is set as closed, it will become read only automatically. See, it has become read only, right? Why it has become read only? Hold on. Okay. So why it has become read only? Because of this access control. This access control is restricting the all the permission. This access control is restricting to all the fields to the right permission. The state is not closed. I mean, when the state is closed, it is actually getting read only. When the state is not closing, it is editable. They must have ITIL role. The state should not be closed to edit the fields. If it is closed, you won't be able to edit. That is the restriction that we made here. Do you guys understand how the restriction has happened? Once the state is closed, it is getting read only. That means they are not able to satisfy this access control. Okay. Hope you guys are clear with the access controls topic, guys. Any questions from anyone?
Yesterday, I have a just basic question. These access controls will be given by admin or a developer to the particular
It is developer role.
developer. Okay.
Developer, yeah.
While creating the table, developer will be for giving the access control to the particular rules.
Yes, while creating the table itself, we need to make sure who should see this table data and all. We need to restrict the permissions.
This data will be given by the client, right? So this and this
Yeah,
should be visible to
who should see, who
everything.
should not see,
Yeah.
who will, yeah,
Okay.
they will tell you.
Okay. Okay.
They will tell you.
Uday, Akash here.
Yeah.
My question to you is like, let's say if I get a role of ITSM, right? ITSM module, right, in my organization. So do I have to basically work on more on the scripting side, like JavaScript, or do I have to play with the like these basically day-to-day work, like access control, incident or update sets, or whatever you told, right? So which basically module required more scripting practice in the service now?
Very first thing, doesn't matter it is ITSM or
Okay.
HRSD or CSM, any application.
Mhm.
Even though it is ITSM, even though it is HRSD, you will have three roles.
Mhm.
So let us say you join in an organization, you are supposed to work on HRSD application. So in the HRSD application, there will be three roles. One is developer role, one
Okay.
is tester role, one is another role. Even though it is ITSM application, there will be developer role, tester role, admin role.
Okay.
Okay, developer role should have scripting knowledge.
Okay.
See, application doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Even in the ITSM, you will have to write some scripting. Even in
Okay.
the HRSD, you will have to write some scripting. Even in the GRC, you'll have to write some scripting. It can be any application. Definitely, there will be three roles for every application: developer role, tester role, and admin role. Developer role need scripting knowledge. I mean, they should be able to write the script. Testers, they should be able to test it. They don't even have to write the script. But ServiceNow testers doesn't have demand. Okay.
Correct.
It means should have knowledge on the script. They won't be able to, they will not be writing the scripts. They should be able to understand the scripts.
Mhm.
Getting my point?
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Uday.
Yeah, Uday, I mean, I have one small doubt. Yeah, just now we are creating the ACL, right?
Hmm.
From the only from the from the UI only we are able to create, or scripting also we are able to use, Uday.
Using scripting, we can't create access controls.
Yeah, and okay, this is one thing. Suppose, I mean, day before yesterday, you were explaining me about regarding the how to export the data, right? User groups.
How to export the data?
I mean, export the data, export the user group data. Yes, there I have one small doubt. Actually, in the user group, we have the two relation tables. One is for group table and has list table is there, has role table. Is there any way, suppose here, if you are taking the example of user group, there is a relation, right? Relation between these three tables. Is there any way to find the relation tables for, if you are taking the example of user group, is there any way to find what are the relation tables for user group?
We can find it. Sys underscore m to m dot list. There's a separate table where you can find a relation.
Okay.
So user table, right?
Yeah, group table is there actually. In the group table, what are the relation table? I need to know the related table details.
This is actually many-to-many definition. So using this table, you can actually get the relation. Let me just use up. This is not the one. So there are two tables, guys. One is actually many-to-many definition table, and there is one more table I am not able to recall at this moment. I'll tell you how the tables are actually mapped together.
Yeah, and another question, Uday. this is related to user group only. Maybe this will be related again. If you are creating the roles, first of all, we need to have the user, right?
Yeah,
In
definitely.
the group member, in the group, we have the roles and members. In the member, from the member, I am creating from the user group table. I am creating the new user and add it to the role, add it to the members.
No, it is confusing. You can share your screen if you can.
And now I am using mobile, Uday.
Okay. That is
Sorry
fine.
to.
That is fine. That
Okay.
is fine. Let me just go to the user administration. So you are on the group.
Yes, I am going to that group.
Okay.
Below, I have the members, right? Group members.
Yeah.
My question is, from here, I am creating the new user, new
Okay.
member. Sorry, new user only. By default, it
You
is
are
new
adding or
user.
creating a new user? You are adding
Creating
or...
new user.
Okay, very good.
Here, what I have done is I have created the new user,
Okay.
but while exporting, I have done these two things. Group thing I have exported, roles I have exported, and I went to the group members table, sys underscore grp numbers.
Sys underscore user underscore gr member. Yeah.
Yes, I have exported that data also. Same thing I have imported in the client side.
What is client side?
I mean, source and destination, right? Testing environment, PDA environment, I am saying.
Target instance.
Yes. In the
Okay.
target instance, I am able to get all these details. Like here, we are able to see 4 users, right? But what I have done, now I have created new user. But that user not getting to the, target instance. I am getting this through.
You have to manually import, you have to manually export that, and you have to manually import that. Automatically, the group member will not be added in the target instance.
Yes. Oh, okay. My question is, group members I have imported. For these 5 records also I have exported, Uday.
What is the query here?
Yeah. Can you create new record here? Yeah, we have created a new record and submitted this one. Yeah. Now what I have done is, previously we have the 4 group members. Now it is increased to 5.
Yeah.
Test user I have created. Till here it's good. In the target instance, what I have done is went to the sys underscore group members table. Then these 5 users I have exported to XML.
Okay.
And same thing I have imported to the target PDA.
Okay.
Then I'm able to see 4 users like Prashant Verma, Suresh, all those things I have able to see. But test user I am unable to see.
You are unable to see test user because you have to import the user record as well. You are importing the group member record.
Yes, it's correct, Uday.
You have to import the user record as well. This user record is there, right? You have to import this user record first. Then you have to import this group member record.
Okay. Now, if we are creating the new one, that thing also we need to import.
Yes.
Okay, Uday. Only this is my doubt. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Keep up your good work, guys. We'll see you there in Monday session.
Yeah, thanks, Uday.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.